I know you've been in this a while, right? How long have you been in business
I've
for?
been doing this for 10 years, staffing, yes.
Okay, I got a couple of questions for you. What can you tell us a little bit about what you did before starting the agency? Were you
Yeah,
already in this kind of like business
sure.
or?
Yeah, I used to be a general manager for Olive Garden. A friend invited me to fill in a chef for a staffing agency. I thought it was kind of interesting, when my friend asked me like if I be like interested in working like one day, and it was kind of like a new thing for me because I only knew traditional jobs to where you work every day for 40 hours or more. But back then I did not know nothing about temporary work, staffing work. I did not know nothing. So for me, it was very interesting to being able to work one day in a place and basically know the responsibility than filling in for the one day, and that's it. That's how I started. Like a friend invited me to work a shift. They call it a gig, because it's not temporary. It's not the permanent work. It's just like the one day or the couple days.
Mhm. And was your friend, was he owner of a staffing agency or?
No, my friend,
Was,
he was just somebody that was working in that type
oh,
of
okay.
industry.
Uh-huh.
He was very familiar with working on that type of work, like
Okay.
shifts here,
Hmm.
shifts there,
Oh, so he invited
and
you pretty much. You just,
yeah.
okay.
So basically, it was an accident me working for that staffing agency at the time for the one day. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. What first like inspired you to start your own staffing business?
Well, that day when I first did the one shift, I realized that there was about 70 other servers. I was working as a server for the day. And since I was a general manager, I was always thinking budgeting and economics. And I started doing the math in my head, like how much money the owner of the staffing agency was going to make having 60, 70 people working on one day. And I was just thinking it wasn't like a skill labor, like serving or bussing or cooking or prepping. You need some sort of experience, but it's not like an electrician or a plumber that you actually need a couple years of experience, even certification. This type of work, restaurant work, hospitality work is easy
Hmm.
for people to do.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it was a good business, to have, a staffing agency. I start thinking about it, and that's when I decided to learn the business and eventually open my own staffing agency.
Hmm. What were those early days like of the business? Who were your first clients? How did you get in contact with them? What were the first kind of, because I know now you do a lot of different positions, but what were the like first positions you
Yes,
started off with?
yeah, that's yeah. So working through that staffing agency, I decided to kind of like continue picking up shifts from them at the same time that I was working on my regular work whenever I was able to do it. And my background is actually in restaurants, so I knew from way before I became a general manager how to prep, how to cook, how to do a lot of functions in a restaurant. Then me being a general manager, I had to know how to
Hmm.
do every single position in a restaurant. And basically on a staffing agency, it's the same thing. You do like multiple roles and on any given day. And but my beginnings most of the time when I was given a shift to cover, it was in the kitchen, and most of the shifts were prepping and cooking, and that's how I established a relationship with the different managers, and that take me to where after when I was ready to start my company, getting all the different permits and insurances and legal documents that I needed to open up a staffing agency. The relationship that I established with the managers on the days that I was working helped me acquire those contracts. So the same managers that I work as a prep, as a cook, those were the same managers that later on, when I opened my own staffing agency, they would call me and hire my company to go and do work for them. Yeah, so being able to work for like about a year as an employee opened a lot of doors for me in the way that I made connections with a lot of managers that had the authority to utilize my services as a company.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when starting out? I'm guessing money was probably a big problem, maybe paying your workers, maybe because I'm not sure how consistent the work was starting off because, being a new company, some people are a little bit skeptical saying, I don't know if I want to use these people who have they haven't been around for a while. How was that like?
Yes, it was a very slow process, very organic. I started with myself. It was just me at the beginning that I was a company, and then basically I was putting money from my other job into the staffing agency for like about a year. I would get money from my normal job to do payroll with the starting company, because one of the things that happens on this type of industry, the terms of payment from the companies that we service vary anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. That means that you provide the service and you have to wait minimum of 30 days to get paid. On average, it's 60 days, but you do have also vendors that they don't pay until 90 days after the service is received. So it is a lot of money that you have to put into a staffing agency before you even see a return. So for 1 year, I wasn't able to get any money from the staffing agency. It was the other way around. I was putting my own money into the staffing agency to keep it going, to keep it running. So yeah, anybody that wants to open a staffing agency definitely have to consider that it takes long time for the clients to pay the staffing agency, and one way is to grow really slow, to where you don't really have a huge payroll. You can just grow slow, and so you don't put yourself against the wall as far as like not being able to make payroll, and then just be disciplined, just plan accordingly, and don't grow too fast. That happens to a lot of type of different businesses, that they just think big, and there's nothing wrong with thinking big, but they have to be realistic, with the money that they actually are able to collect and use to make a payroll.
Do you remember how much money you were putting into the company?
It was never the same. It was depending on how many people had gone out to work. For the most part, at the beginning, it was smaller amounts, 5,000, 10,000. But then again, when you start in 5,000 is a lot. When 10,000 is a lot when you first start a business. But luckily, I had my other job, and I always been very disciplined as far as like my spending habits. So I was able to manage and got through through the first year. Once I completed the first year, I started to see the fruits of my labor, and things got easier.
Was there ever a time during that early stage of the business where you thought maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe I should stop now, cut my losses pretty much, or was that never a doubt in your mind?
No, to be honest, I was too busy with the two jobs that I didn't really have time to double guess what I was doing, or to just kind of like give up on it. I thought that it was fun. It was fun to be busy all day, pretty much. 5 in the morning to like midnight almost every day for a few years. As a matter of fact, very busy. No, that was something that I wanted to do, and I was happy doing it. It didn't feel like a job, or it didn't feel like something that I was struggling with, because I was able to get contracts and actually grow. So I would be excited, as a matter of fact, to the next day, because every day was a new challenge, a new opportunity. But it never occurred me to give up, or to just stop.
How did you get your first couple of workers? Because I know nowadays it's a lot of word of mouth. You guys put up a lot of posts on social media and stuff like that. But were they friends of yours, just people that you knew? How did you get in contact with
Yes,
your
that's a
workers?
very good question. That's folks that I worked with in the past, through the first year that I was working as an employee. I met the good people that I was working with as a temporary work. I got their numbers. I kept in contact with them. And I was thinking, when I open my own place, I'm going to invite them to come work for me. And I did that. I stayed in touch with them, some of them, and through the year. And when I had the chance to open my own staffing agency, I reached out to a couple of them and invite them to come and join me. And they were skeptical about the whole thing, because they, of course, working in a bigger company and then coming to work for me, it was just me. They couldn't believe it, that it was like for real, like my company. But once I started paying them, like like they were getting the check in the other company, they saw that it was real, that there is consistent work, and they getting paid. But yeah, it was people that I worked before that I kept tabs, and then made friends with them, and they were the ones that helped me get this thing going.
How was the staffing agency and changed since you started? Has it been a lot better now, or has it been getting worse? What do you think?
Yeah, the staffing agency, if you're talking about like our own business, for the most part, throughout the 10 years, it's been always growing, always growing. At times it grows a lot, and at times it slows down. We've gone through two presidents. We are on our third president ever since we opened, and with every presidential cycle, things change and vary economically, and on the Biden years, things were really good for the most part. With Trump, things are being a little bit rough, but we're still able to maintain ourselves there. And as far as like the whole industry, I think it's been consistent, the need for workers. A lot of the companies don't hire direct anymore. They rely on staffing agencies, so they don't have to to pay a lot of the cost of that an employee generates for them.
Like what? Like I'm guessing insurance, maybe
Everything like
benefits.
all the insurance, the guarantee of work. Like for example, working like when a company hire a staffing agency, they can pick up the phone and place an order. Like I need 5 cooks for 2 days, and then
They're gonna get their
they're gonna get
550.
the 5 cooks for 2 days, and then once that event is finished, then they don't have to worry about nothing.
That's it.
But if they go and hire 5 cooks for 2 days, no one is gonna apply to be working 2 days and then being let go. So the staffing agency is necessary for almost every industry. Not all the industries, but for the service industry like hotels, restaurants, venues, stadiums. All of those type of businesses need the temporary help all the time.
Have there been any like situations, whether that be with clients or just anything that has changed how you run the business at all?
Yes, a lot of the way that we operate, I had experience because I was, like I said, a general manager. But I worked my way up to become a general manager. So I work every position from prepping to cooking to being a cashier to being a bartender. So I work every position in the industry. So when I started my own business, I was able to be very knowledgeable to direct people on what to do and how to do it. And I also knew, working as a general manager, all the rules of running an operation, deadlines, training, development, creation of opportunity to keep people engaged. And so I think it was easy for me to
Not have many problems, or
to communicate with other managers, with our clients, because I was at the same level. I had management experience, high level management experience, to where when I was talking to a general manager or a director or a manager from the different companies that we service, I was able to talk to with the same language, because I had their job at some point in my life. So I was very, I understood exactly their needs, where they coming from. At the same time, being somebody that worked my way up, I would understand our own stuff, same as
with the with the
the
higher.
higher up in the different industries. So there is always challenges, there is always needs. For the most part, when somebody requests help, they want qualified people are going to be on time, that are going to be wearing proper uniform, that are going to have their certifications, like the food handlers, the RBS that is required in California. And it's like any other business, and it's like everything in life. There is always things that come up, and it's not that something happened, it's how you respond to that emergency or to that issue. Because things are going to happen all the time, on any company. But it's not that things are not going to happen, is how you respond to that emergency that makes the difference.